Hey friends, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host Mark Guido, and in today's episode we are going to test rear view and side view cameras for our RV from Haloview. So stick around. Now let's start out with the standard disclaimers. We did not receive any financial compensation from Haloview for reviewing, testing, or in any way endorsing these cameras. However, Haloview did supply us with review samples for us to be able to install and test to video for you. Now let's start out with a pretty standard unboxing of Haloview's MC7109. Now this comes with a 7-inch 720p high definition screen that can be viewed in single view or split view, and it comes with the rear view infrared camera for night vision, even when you're backing up your RV or looking to see what's behind your RV. Now, unlike a backup camera in your car, this is something that's actually full-time. So you get to be able to see what's going on down the road behind you as you're driving, not just when you are reversing. We're going to do a quick unboxing to show you what's included in the kit. We have the owner's manual. We have here the display unit. This can be mounted with a U-bracket. This can be mounted with the included suction cup bracket right on your windshield, or it can also be mounted with a beanbag that'll weigh things down and keep everything in place on your dashboard while you're driving. This is the actual rear view camera itself. Power cord for the rear view camera, suction cup mount for the display, a license plate bracket if you wanted to mount your camera above the license plate. That's a little low for my preference. Here we have the antennas for both. The long one is for the display and the short one is for the camera. It all operates wirelessly. These are some thumb screws. Cigarette lighter power supply for the display adapter, power cord for the display adapter, and this is actually a wiring harness. If you know your way around your vehicle's wiring harness better than I do, you can actually activate this. So, for example, you put on your left directional and the display will switch to the left side camera. Put on your right directional, it'll display to the right side camera. Otherwise, it defaults to the rear view camera. I'm not that good. Let's be honest with ourselves here. I am by no means any kind of mechanic. And this is the U-mount bracket if you wish to permanently mount this on the dash of your truck. I don't wish to do that. We're going to use the suction cup mount for our own installation. I'm also going to show you the side view cameras that they sent us. These are optional, although it can be purchased as a kit, much like we received with the rear view and monitor. These are actually side view cameras that take the place of your side marker lights on your trailer or your RV. And so this camera points rearward, another infrared camera that actually looks back down along the side of the RV. So you're not going to have anything sneaking up along your side while you're getting ready to change lanes. Now, one other thing that they sent us, I don't know if we're going to be using this or not. I suspect not. If you have a nice smooth surface on your RV, this is adhesive backed. This is a little metallic steel plate that you can adhere to the rear surface of your RV. And then this is a magnet mount that'll actually magnetically mount the camera to that plate. So you can install the rear view camera with no drilling required. One other way that you can do this with no drilling required is if you have a herein mount already on your RV, already wired for camera power. You can install this wireless camera with an adapter right in the herein mount. So there's no drilling required. Again, we don't have that luxury. We don't have a herein mount on the rear of our RV. So we're either going to be doing some drilling or we're going to use this magnet mount. Now I hope you enjoy our view of our beautiful Wasatch Mountains here in the background in northern Utah while I do this. The plan is to take power off the center marker light. That way, when I turn the headlights on in the truck, the cameras will be powered on. When I turn the headlights off, the cameras will be powered off. So we're going to pull this little lens cover off, and we're going to remove this marker light. It seems like Forest River decided to add one extra screw. Lord knows why they did that. Typical RV quality. But we're going to pull these off and see what we've got underneath. Yeah, this extra screw doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. And there we have our power leads. I'm going to have to get a multimeter and test and see which one is positive, which one is negative. I'm going to pull this little bit of extra wire out here, and I do have some wire connectors underneath here that I'm going to try and dig out. So that way we can splice into where they're already spliced and simply replace these little connectors. There we go. One more. There we go. We now have our positive and negative leads for 12-volt power supply to the camera. So now I'm simply going to splice the power leads for the camera, simple positive and negative, using crimp sleeve connectors into the existing wires for the light. Now we'll go check that we have power to the camera. And as you can see, we do have image. The point of this entire exercise was to make sure that we had adequate range on the Wi-Fi signal in the place we planned to put the monitor and the camera before we permanently installed either. Now, in case you do have a longer range that you need to cover, there is actually a range extender available, a wireless range extender that mounts on the roof of the trailer and will give you the range even over the longest RVs. So now we're going to mark and drill our 4 pilot holes for the 4 mounting screws for the camera. Now, when considering your placement of the camera, you want to have the antenna of the camera extending as far as possible above the roof line. I really can't do that here. I only get a little bit above the roof line, but as close to the roof line as possible so you have minimal interference between the camera and the monitor. I always get nervous drilling into the side of my RV. I don't know if you do, but I definitely do. Now, I already laid some fresh silicone adhesive inside the screw holes that I drilled. All I need to do now for the rear view camera is put the wiring back in, re-secure the marker light, and apply a new bead of silicone around the marker light. So I personally wanted to leave that connector for the camera outside of the aluminum siding of the trailer, but I'm reasonably happy with the cleanness of that install. That doesn't look bad at all. Now, these cameras have an IPX69 waterproof rating. The camera, the rear view camera, has a 120-degree field of view. Next up, we're going to take the side marker camera and we're going to replace our existing side marker light. These are marked left and right, and as I said before, the camera points straight back down the side of the trailer to give you a view of what's taking place alongside your rig. Now this should be even easier because all we're doing is replacing one light with the other. We'll go grab my drill and screw out these two holes, pull this light fixture off, and see what we got back there. Getting these little devils out of here can be a real challenge. There we go. All right. Simple. Okay, let's check and make sure we got power. We got power. So now all we have to do is tuck everything back in, screw this in place of the old marker light, and re-caulk the joint. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I'm going to go repeat the process on the other side. And do be aware that they do mark these cameras left and right, so that way the antenna is pointing up when it's on its correct side with the camera pointed back. So now all that's left to do is try it out. Here's the split screen view, which is already our preference. The rear view camera occupies the top half of the screen, while each side camera occupies a lower quarter of the screen. But you don't have to have it that way. Everything is configurable. Here, we'll look at just the right side camera by cycling through the views with the select button. Press it again, and we're looking at the left side view. When we're on rear view only, the camera adds parking guidelines that are adjustable for your specific configuration. You can even scan through the views, but we prefer the split view. If you insert a micro SD card, the monitor will record all that it sees for a rear view dash cam. You can set this on a first in, first out basis so that the card never runs out of space. These clips are taken right from our micro SD card and are of a lower resolution and what appears to be a lower frame rate than what you see on the monitor screen. Maintain marital harmony by using the camera when backing into a campsite. No more apologizing for what you said while parking the camper. So we just finished our first 600 miles or 700 miles of driving with this camera system, and I've got to tell you, it is an absolute game changer. I don't know how we ever did without it. There was always a mystery. If somebody was close enough behind me that I couldn't see them behind the trailer, so I'd sometimes get surprised by somebody pulling out to pass who I never knew was there before. If I need to back up in a gas station or backing into a campsite, being able to see what's behind the rig and what's on each side of the rig is just absolutely stupendous. Now, if you're interested in installing the Haloview camera system in your own RV, we'll put a link in the video description right down below to this camera system on Haloview's website. Reason being, it is not yet available on Amazon, at least Haloview hasn't chosen to sell it through Amazon yet. You buy it directly through Haloview or from a local retailer. If you do buy it through our link, in the interest of full disclosure, once again, this is an affiliate link, so Grand Adventure does earn a small commission on any purchases through that link to help compensate us for turning you on to the Haloview camera system. Now, if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up down below. Also down below, you'll find the comment section where we'd love to hear from you after each and every episode of Grand Adventure, as we air new outdoor adventure travel videos each and every Wednesday evening. So if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer, this is the perfect time to go hit that little red subscribe button down there in the lower right corner of your screen and ring that notification bell. And we would be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. Coming up next week, we will be in St. George, Utah, in the Red Rock country of southern Utah. So we hope to see you then, and until then, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.